The Adventures of Feluda by Satyajit Ray. The Mystery of the Walking Dead, Part 7. 2 days ago, the village had seemed a totally different place. Today, I felt strangely tense as we began walking away from the house. I simply could not stop thinking of the missing corpse. It could well be lying behind any of the bushes and shrubs we passed. No, I must not dwell on it, I told myself firmly. We found the bamboo grove and turned into it. It was appreciably darker here, and the creepy feeling I was trying to overcome grew stronger. But at this moment I saw the mime artist Benny Madhav walking towards us. The sight of a third person helped me pull myself together. "Hey, where are you off to?" he asked genially. "I was going to your house. Didn't I tell you I'd come and show you my acting on Friday?" "I know," Lalmohan Babu replied, "but after what happened, none of us are in the mood to watch a performance. I mean, who knew such an awful thing was going to happen? We are all worried and upset. You do understand, don't you?" Of course. You are not going back to Calcutta immediately, are you?" "No, we should be here for another 3 days." "Good. So where are you going now?" "Nowhere in particular. Is there something we should see? You should be able to tell us." "Have you seen the Bat Kali temple? It was built in the 17th century. It's full of bats, but the outside walls still have some carvings left. Come with me, I'll show you." I did not tell him I had seen the temple this morning. At that moment, of course, I had not had the time to look at wall carvings. We reached it in 3 minutes. I began to get goose pimples again. It would have been far better to have come here during the day. There was a banyan tree next to the temple. Its roots had grasped the roof, making it crack and crumble. "This is where they used to have sacrifices, sir," Benny Madhav said, pointing at a spot near the trunk of the banyan tree. "A sacrifice?" Lalmohan Babu asked, his voice hushed. "Yes, sir, human sacrifices. Haven't you heard of Nido Dakat, the famous bandit of Goshaipur? He used to worship Kali and hold sacrifices here. Why, you could write a whole book on him. Would you like to go inside? Have you got a torch?" "Inside? No, I don't think so. Didn't you say it was full of bats? Besides, we didn't bring a torch." "No, the bats will have gone out now, on their evening excursion. If you wish to see them, you'll have to come back." "No, we have no wish to see them, thank you." "All right, look, I've lit a match. May I smoke a bidi?" "Yes, certainly. Smoke as many as you like." Benny Madhav lit his bidi, then held the match near the broken door. What I saw in its flickering light made my heart skip a bit. Lalmohan Babu had seen it too. He stammered. It was Jivanlal's dead body. There could be no mistake. His blue shirt and white pajamas were peeping out from behind a pillar inside the temple. I even caught a glimpse of his left arm. He had been wearing a watch this morning. Now the watch was gone. "Look, someone left their clothes here," exclaimed Benny Madhav, and began to stride forward to retrieve the clothes, possibly with a view to returning them to their owner. "Don't!" Lalmohan Babu pulled him back urgently. "That's a dead body. We should tell the police." At these words, the mime artist turned totally mute. Then he showed us just how gifted he was. We saw in a flash the expression on his face change from amazement to horror in one single step. Then he turned around and legged it in absolute silence. We too decided not to spend another moment there and came back home immediately, walking as fast as we could. Feluda had already returned. He glanced at me briefly and said, "Why do you look so pale? Get ready quickly. We have to be back in Mr. Bhattacharya's house in 15 minutes. Lalmohan Babu, I noticed, had regained his composure on seeing Feluda. "Felu Babu," he announced calmly, "we made an important discovery. Jivanlal's body is lying inside that old Kali temple. Are you going to tell the police, or will you let them go on looking for it?" Lalmohan Babu had taken an instant dislike to the inspector, so he seemed all in favor of not doing anything to make it easier for him. "Did you actually go into the temple?" Feluda asked. "No, nor did we touch the body, but there can be no doubt about what we saw." Okay, I met the inspector just now. He'll probably be coming to Mr. Bhattacharya's house. We can tell him when we see him. We left in 10 minutes. Tulsi Babu said he'd have to go and see Mr. Chakladar just to warn him that the function he was supposed to preside over the next day might well be cancelled. You carry on, I'll join you later, he said. On our way to Mr. Bhattacharya's house, Feluda told us how eager he had seemed to get in touch with Jivanlal's spirit. He had offered to do this first, even though it meant making 3 other clients wait outside. This evening his room had a table instead of the divan. 5 chairs had been arranged around it. On the table was an oil lamp. Mr. Bhattacharya was sitting on one of the chairs. On his right was a writing pad and a pencil. Behind the table were 2 small stools and a bench. Nityanand was seated on the bench. We took 3 chairs. The 4th remained empty for Tulsi Babu. Should we wait for Tulsi Charan? Mr. Bhattacharya asked. Let's give him 5 minutes, Feluda replied. Very well. I knew you'd have to come to me. Mr. Bhattacharya's deep voice boomed out. I realized it that day when I first set my eyes on you. I could tell you would not scoff at this highly specialized branch of science, for that's what it is. Only the ignorant, only those who know nothing about the different ways through which one may arrive at the truth, mock and laugh at my methods. A true believer in science such as yourself keeps an open mind. He does not ridicule. I began to feel a bit bored with all this talk of science and truth. Why didn't he start? You have all met Jivanlal and he has only just died, he went on. For these 2 reasons I expect today's session to be a success. His soul has not yet had the time to lose all its earthly bonds and escape into the other world. It is still lingering near us, waiting for our call. It knows it cannot refuse our invitation. I know we simply have to say the word and it will be with us. It is immortal and it is aware of not just the past and the present, but also the future. It will speak through me. It will reveal the truth on this sheet of paper just as we... Feluda interrupted him. I failed to see how he could speak, for my own throat had started to feel parched, and I suspect Lalmohan Babu was feeling the same. There was a hypnotic quality in Mr. Bhattacharya's voice that inspired awe. Everyone will want to see what you write, Feluda said, but with the exception of myself. Everybody is sitting opposite you. Will you mind if I read out what you write? No, not at all. What do you want to ask the spirit? 3 things. Who burgled the house? Who killed Jivanlal? And when he was killed? Very well. You shall soon have the answers, said Mr. Bhattacharya.